Hi, I'm Bill Patalon, the founding editor of Money Morning, and I'm here to tell you a story. I'm forever collecting things to try and give me ideas of, topics to write about, things to bring you, new ideas to bring you. And in my collection, I have this one photograph. It's a very old photograph. It shows 4 cars, old cars from the turn of the century, touring cars with the tops down. And they're lined up in a row as if they're getting ready for a race. But it wasn't a race they were getting ready for. It was a cross-country trip. It was the spring of 1915, and the Lincoln Highway had just opened. The Lincoln Highway was the first transcontinental highway in the United States, and business folks were trying to find a way to celebrate it, to recognize it, to let folks know about it. So they hired a filmmaker named Henry Osterman to go on a cross-country trip and to document his trip with film as a documentary, taking pictures, movie film, which they could later show and use to promote the trip and to promote cross-country travel. The trip took 4 months, 3,500 miles, but they made it. And it went down in the annals of history as one of the first organized cross-country trips in America. Now that brings me to the coincidence, the synchronicities of history. Fast forward exactly 100 years to the spring of 2015 and another cross-country tour. This one in the other direction. The first trip went from New York to San Francisco, arriving just in time for the Panama Pacific Exposition. This trip started in San Francisco and was to end in New York. But there was one difference. There was no driver. It was an Audi SUV. It was specially equipped with all the latest gadgetry, radar, lane-following technology, sensors, cameras, software, artificial intelligence. The goal was to make the first cross-country trip in America without a driver. Now here's why I'm telling you this story. When folks talk about drones, the first thing they think about is something that flies through the air. But if you think about it, a drone is a robot. It's much broader than that. Drones can fly through the air. They can drive on the roads. They can sail on the water or even under the water. I mean, the U.S. Navy right now is developing a whole series of drones to protect our shores and to patrol the South China Sea. And the fact is that drones are one of the biggest opportunities I'm right now following. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers, the big consulting firm, the market for drone services will grow from about $2 billion in 2016 to $127 billion by the end of the decade. That's a compound annual growth rate of 182%. Now think about that. I mean, the U.S. economy is growing at 2, 3, 4% a year. I mean, this is growing, we're talking about a business that's growing at 182% a year. Tell me where else you're going to find that kind of growth. In my service, Private Briefing, we've made hay with this opportunity. We put together a portfolio of drone stocks. We call it our Fab 5 portfolio. None of them has gone up less than 32%. 2 have gone up over 100%, and 1 was bought out for a gain of 90% just a few months ago. But here's the thing. This is just the beginning. And today I want to do something for you. I want to bring you a drone stock. The company I'm talking about is Delphi Automotive. It's a company that most folks think of as a car company, but we look at it as a drone stock for 3 very distinct reasons. So let's go through these one at a time, starting with Delphi as a drone stock, reason number 1. Delphi is already a drone player. Most folks think of this as a car company or maybe a driverless car company, and that is true. Remember that story I told you at the beginning about the Audi that made the cross-country trip in 2015? It was Delphi that provided all the technology that allowed that car to make the trip from San Francisco to New York and make it safely. Delphi as a drone stock, reason number 2. This company is not standing pat. Already the company has picked up 2 other startups, a company called Automatica and another company called Nutonomy. So that brings us to Delphi as a drone stock, reason number 3. Breaking up is good to do. In Wall Street parlance, when a company breaks itself into two or more independent pieces, it's known as a spin-off. And I'm here to tell you that when it comes to investing in stocks, spin-off investing is about as close to a sure money thing as you're going to get. And this is exactly what Delphi is going to do. The company is going to break itself into 2 independent companies. The first, which will continue to be called Delphi, will focus on electric vehicles, on powertrains. And the second, a company that will be called Aptiv, is the one that I'm very excited about. This is the driverless car business, the drone business, the one that's going to experience all the growth, the one we're going to focus on, the one that's going to generate the biggest gains for us. But here's the thing. You want to buy this stock now, because by buying it now, by holding the stock, you get both of these companies. It's like buying one stock and getting a second one for free. It's like buying one company and getting two without having to do anything else. And this is the kicker. This is the thing that is really great about spin-off stocks, this is the thing why I love spin-offs as an investment strategy. If you look, research has shown as a group that spin-offs not only beat the market, they trounce the market. These are stocks that for the first 2 or 3 years after the breakup occurs will outpace the market by 30 or 40%. You are not going to find gains like that anywhere. And with a company like Delphi, which is focusing on these exploding markets, electric vehicles and driverless cars / drones, the gains are going to be much, much bigger.
Early investors could reap as much as $115,900 from Bill's latest drone pick. To learn more and to gain access to his exclusive urgent investor reports, click below now.